Greetings, magical souls. I hope everybody's doing well out there. I was journaling 2 days ago outside with my friends. Some of you may know that I have a flock of pukekos, which are wild birds that live out by me. Recently, we've been joined by a muscovy duck. It's been pretty awesome. He is one big duck, and I've affectionately named him Muskie, but he is kind of hanging around with the flock of pukekos. So most days I'll go out and give them some wild bird seed, and they all come running when I go out there and call them. And what I was really, really wanting to do is the other day I was outside in nature journaling. And once I had finished my journaling, I decided that I would connect in with the pukekos as a collective and see if they had any messages for us as a collective or for me. And I was quite blown away by what I got. So I'm going to read it because I recorded it outside while I was kind of listening to what they were sharing with me. And unfortunately, it was a little bit windy, as it tends to be here in New Zealand. And so the recording isn't great. But what I did was I wrote it down, and I'm just going to read what came through. I love these birds, and just to give you some backstory, that pretty much everybody that I've spoken to in New Zealand, when I talk about my love for pukekos, they kind of look at me a bit strangely because they pretty much are, I don't think they really think about these birds. Most of the time they're seen as a pest. And in doing some research and going online to look up about them, it seems like a lot of articles are entitled, maybe they're not dumb as rocks like we once thought. And what is very interesting is that when I came to New Zealand, even though we have the same bird in South Africa, I'd never seen them, and I was fascinated by these beautiful birds when we came here. And here in New Zealand, they are called pukekos. Across in Australia, I think they're known as swamp hens. And an interesting little fact that I read up about them when I was trying to just see, I was looking actually for some pictures of them, forgetting that I had some videos. But I actually came across an article, and in a lot of places, like in certain parts of Africa and that, in years gone by, they were actually revered and treated almost like royalty because of their beautiful coloring and because of their wiseness and just the way they carry themselves. They almost, when they walk in that, they are quite regal. And despite the fact that they don't have webbed feet and that, they're really, really good swimmers. I mean, I love watching ours swim across the pond because you can see their legs going, They're not like ducks that kind of just, have these webbed feet and whatever. But they're such quirky, funny little birds. And I've got 10 of them. And they all have like a bit of a unique personality. And I mean, I just find them delightful. So when they came forward with this message, it was really, really profound. And I invite you to listen to it with your eyes closed a couple of times. It's really, really profound. Just on the present moment and the way we perceive things. Very, very interesting. I do hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a magical day. We love the interaction with you. We are not used to having a human interact with us. We also enjoy and appreciate the seeds. Your biases are like judgments, and they prevent and keep you stuck seeing things the way that you always saw them. Biases and judgments do not allow for anything new to come in. And maybe what you thought isn't really your truth. It's often something that you've just taken on because everybody else did, or you weren't even aware of the fact that you had this idea of something. And so the letting go of biases and judgments, and to try with every single thing that you're doing and in every creature that you come across, in particular the ones that you do not like, we ask if you can let go of your prior judgments and biases and see what comes in. As you become new and as you shed the old, you have to allow this new perception to come in, this new level. So if you shed the old, you can start now to look at everything with wonder and awe, as if you don't really know anything about that idea or that creature. Even if you think you do know, you could say, I don't know what this is. I'm going to open up to a new perspective today, a new way, a new insight. What could I learn? What could I be shown? Is there some new perspective that I can gain? And even if you don't necessarily learn a new fact, this is more than learning. It is about unlearning and moving more into being. When you be and you experience each moment you will find is completely and utterly unique. And when you are present, one moment can never ever be like another moment. When you're in each moment is unique, different, and special in its own way. And then you just experience that moment, you let it go and move on to the next moment. It's when you are fully present that the experience is important. It's not reminding oneself of what happened or how you felt or remembering something. Rather, just feel what you feel in that moment. And that's what makes life interesting. Most of the time, you are living in remembrances of the past. You already have an idea of what something will be like because of your past experiences. You are not in the present. A whole new world is waiting for you if you can move into each moment, because each moment holds its own uniqueness. It is here that you will find all the awe and wonder that is real and present within your world. It has been here the whole time. I just thought this was an absolutely stunning message. I had never thought about it like that. But the way these birds described being in the present moment and what being in the present moment actually is, I'm astounded. So I just wanted to say, I did thank them then, but I wanted to thank them again for this beautiful perspective that they brought through of the messages, and look at the things that maybe you perceive negatively or even experiences that have been negative in one's life, and see if in the next moment, if you find yourself back with one of those things or in another moment that brings up negative memories for you, if you try to be present, how can you experience that thing or that situation from a completely new perspective?